Good morning, YouTube. I used to think that going back and forth to the job site was it's a necessary evil, but it was a big waste of my day, and so I decided, this is a prime opportunity to talk to you guys, and so I can make my way along and cover some thoughts that I have throughout the day that I just wish to pass along. And so I figured this is going to be a first installment of Talking Points with Steve during the drive to work, so to speak. And it's different when you work for yourself, so I can pretty much do what I want as I need, as long as I get the projects done. So today I want to discuss something that it's been on my mind. It's the why do you want solar power? This is a question that's difficult to ask because, why do I want you to have solar power? Well, I want you to have solar power so that I can install it for you and continue to make a living. But honestly, I truly wish to give people more independence. And so when people ask me, is it worth it? Is solar worth it? That's an individual question. I can tell you things that can make it where it's not worth it. I can tell you things where you'll be absolutely amazed and wonder why you're ever done without it. But the key question you have to start with is, why do you want solar? Do you want solar because it's the only source of electricity available to you? And the electric company wants tens of thousands of dollars to run electricity to your property? That can really be a game changer. Being off grid in those situations and being able to have a fully functional place is an amazing thing. If you're looking at it, sorry about the bumps. I'm in rural Missouri and I'm doing this while I drive, and the road's not exactly smooth, and I don't have all this image stabilization and all that stuff. I'm a solar installer, not a videographer, so you have to bear with a little bit of that. But the key question that I would ask is, if you're doing it because you have to, that's one thing. If you're doing it because you want to, and it's an opportunity to become energy independent, that's another. If you're doing it because you need to save money, that is not the reason to do solar. Because you have a large initial investment in solar. And if you are not prepared to make that investment, unable to make that investment, solar's not for you. Because you're not going to get anywhere going and buying a set of panels from Harbor Freight and hooking them up to a battery. You're going to have a light in your shed. Okay? You're not going to be running your home. You may back up your refrigerator for a few hours at best. But you're not going to be able to function in your home as you would with the electricity turned on. So, energy is not free. Regardless of whether you're buying it from the electric company, whether you buy a generator and you generate it, whether you use solar panels, there is a cost to energy. And the things that you have to keep in mind are, can I absorb this cost? Will this cost increase over time? Will it decrease over time? When you're hooked to the grid and there is a problem, there are people that come out and take the tree limbs off the wires and get your electricity going again. If you have your own solar power system, you're going to either have to learn to maintain it yourself, or you're going to have somebody to maintain it for you. It doesn't require a lot of maintenance, but it is there. You know, God forbid you have some golf ball size hail and it comes and destroys some of your panels. When that happens, you're going to be without power. And so be prepared for those things. I tell everybody I don't do roof mounts. I don't do roof mounts because A, I don't like heights. B, I don't like the fact that you could potentially create a leak in someone's house. Not today, not tomorrow, but 10 years from now, 15 years from now. And I'm not going to increase somebody's cost because they've got panels on their roof. The other part is, if you've got panels on your roof, if you're in Arizona, that's probably great, because guess what? You're not going to get a ton of snow on your panels, and you've got good sun, you're going to make power all day long. But in the Missouri Ozarks, we get snow. And when you get snow on the panels, your output decreases. And I don't recommend anyone get up on their roof to clear the snow off their solar panels. So, but if you've got a nice ground mount system, you can take something as simple as a swimming pool brush. You don't have to have anything fancy. A swimming pool brush. Go out and brush a kitchen broom for the most part. Brush the snow off the panels, and you're making power. And in one of my previous videos, I showed that during an ice storm, I had decreased power, and there are some liquid de-icer products out there that are non-corrosive that I was able to put in a 1-gallon pump-up sprayer, go out and spray it on the panels, and you know, within a few hours, by lunchtime, I was making power again. So energy independence, if that's your goal, solar is a very, very viable portion of that. But I still believe you're going to need some sort of backup. And with me, I have multiple sorts of backup. I've got my solar power, which is my primary source of electricity. It provides almost all of the electricity for my home 24/7. If there are some inclement weather days and I don't have enough battery reserves, I kick over to the grid, recharge my battery partially, and wait for more sun. If the grid was down because of weather, I do have a backup generator, a propane powered backup generator, and I will use it. So having multiple sources is what makes you independent, makes you non-reliant on any one source of power. The other thing that I would caution anyone is, if somebody comes knocking on your door and says, Mr. So-and-so, Miss, we can install solar on your house and you'll never pay an electric bill again, and they're salesmen. They're not installers, and they're going to sell you a system that is going to be budget friendly to them. And so let me get on the highway real quick. It's going to be budget friendly to them because they want to save money on the components, because that's profit. They're going to make profit because they're most likely going to finance your system, and they're going to make profit off that financing. So be wary of the guys that are knocking door to door. If you want to do solar, do your research, call around, find some good installers, get multiple bids, find out what it takes, what they recommend. And probably one of the first questions you should hear from any of these people is, what do you want solar to do for you? Do you truly just want it to be a little backup? Do you want energy independence? Do you want, do you have to be off-grid because electricity is not available? That's the first question you need to know is, why do you want and need solar? So, answer that question for yourself first. All right, we're going to talk some more later. It is time for me to get some coffee. So, once again, good morning. It's 28 degrees this morning on the way to the job site. I'll be posting some job site videos. I'm going to post this one just as it's unedited form, just for you. Me rambling about why I do what I do and why I believe the way I do. And so, please, if you like what you've heard, if you're intrigued by it, like, subscribe, follow the channel. By all means, look at some of the other channels that are out there. Use your head. If something is too good to be true, it probably is. If they're telling you something is free, or you can make free energy by wrapping magnets around your head, I'm telling you, it's a lie. Nothing is free when it comes to energy. So I feel sad for some of the people that they've been taken by the person that says, turn a car alternator and a lawnmower engine into sustainable energy. That's a crock. All they're doing is taking your money, and then when you realize it doesn't work, they're gone. There's no way to recoup. So use your head. Don't believe everything I say. Cross-check what I say. Find out for yourself what is out there. You're a smart person, and that's why you're here to begin with. You're here because you want to learn. So please, by all means, do your research. Don't listen to anything that I say. Don't listen to anything anybody else says. Listen to what you find out. Welcome. If it's your first time here, if you're returning, please continue to return. If you like or dislike something I say, post comments. I do my best to respond to people that comment on my channel. If you're going to back talk and bad mouth me, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, and I'm not going to engage in an argument with you. But I'm glad you're involved. I'm glad you have an opinion. So, welcome. And if you're watching this, like, subscribe. There's a link on my page. Buy me a cup of coffee. Show some support. I'm just one guy trying to bring my knowledge and to help people learn through my mistakes, and to end up with something that they can be proud of, something that will provide you with what you need. So, you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Just remember, stay on the bright side of the sun and enjoy life.